You know what, everybody? I'm exhaling. I'm exhaling because I've been, as you know, talking about this for weeks.
Yeah.
And we finally got some resolution. And I've been on the edge of my seat. I've been wondering, what's going on, what's been up in the air, what's been what's been going on behind the scenes. And we just found out literally 15 minutes ago, Urban Meyer has named Trevor Lawrence as starting quarterback for week number 1. And I'm happy for Trevor.
I owe Brockman $10.
I'm happy for Trevor. Because it was a big competition that we didn't really see play out, and it was a big, huge mystery why one of the most generationally talented players in the history of drafting players out of college into the NFL, a guy who's basically lost. I think he could count on one hand the number of days that he walked off the field and said, "I lost today," and why that guy, was so up in the air. And now it's done, so we can all exhale. And this Rich Eisen Show exclusive is that upon hearing the news, Gardner Minshew immediately went to the bathroom. And I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. And so I'm sure I exhaled, and then he...
1 or 2, Rich.
He vacated.
Had some coffee and then went...
Well, I don't know if I probably didn't need coffee. This whole competition has been one big diuretic.
Sure.
For
a little flaxseed, you got to get the inside.
Honestly, I'm learning too much information about your. So there you go, Jacksonville. That's our lead item for you, and it's going to be Trevor Lawrence versus Tyrod Taylor. It looks like week 1.
Hey,
imagine if it would have been Deshaun Watson versus Trevor Lawrence, the two Clemson guys. Come on, like Clemson v. Clemson. Could you imagine if that's what it would have been?
No, I can't.
I mean, that would have automatically put Jacksonville versus Houston atop a marquee between two teams that were drafting Houston had a spot in the top 5. They didn't draft in the top 5, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's not. But at least it's Trevor Lawrence, and I'll tell you this. It's kind of crazy. Look, Urban Meyer felt the need to, he has to set the stage the way he wants to set the stage. We already saw by him signing Tim Tebow. This is his stage. He's going to set it how he sees fit. And that's why the Khan family gave him all those millions of reasons to leave Fox and hook him up to the hip of one of the most generationally talented collegiate football players, that's been drafted in my lifetime. Yeah. And Urban Meyer, one of the most successful college football coaches in my lifetime. And you match them in a professional sports league that is running more and more and more of the so-called college offenses. This is what we call in the business a no-brainer if Shad Khan could, make it happen. And he did. And it makes perfect sense. And that said, I will just say one more time, just trying to bring it all together as to what we're seeing in Chicago and why, yes, it may be the sensible thing to start Andy Dalton the first week of the season in Los Angeles, as we're going to see the Rams open up SoFi Stadium with fans for the first time for a football game.
We'll be there, Mike.
And also... that's Aaron Donald, that's Jalen Ramsey, and all that business. And it makes sense, especially since, and I'll bring it up again, we just reposted it on our Twitter feed yesterday, because I love this sort of inside stuff. Albert Breer, MMQB specialist, on Friday came on the show and told us a story about what he personally heard from the Bears staff when he was around their team in training camp, which is Andy Dalton has full grasp, as you would imagine a veteran would have, of the play calling mechanism. What is that? Getting in the huddle, having a 12-word play call. And many of those words are directed to certain parts of the offense. Few words are directed or is the protection for the offensive line. Few word is the route for the wide receiver. Couple words is for the running back, whatever the running back's going to do. And Andy Dalton knows which words are for which members of the team and directs that part of the 12-word play call visually, face-to-face, eye contact with the grouping of that personnel in the huddle. Offensive line, I'm looking right at you for that part of the play call, and then he moves around the line, around the huddle to the guys that need to hear their part of the play call directly. Justin Fields comes in and he just blurts it out to the group as a whole because all he's doing is memorizing the play. That's all. Now, he might know which part of the play call is for whom, but he's not there yet to actually have the experience to direct it at the actual guys. So when you're trying to put a team together, that makes sense to stick Andy Dalton out there against who you're sticking out there week 1. Week 3, it's against Cleveland, grown-ass man Myles Garrett, so on and so forth. Got it. However, right now, we had Brandon Staley on this show yesterday, head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, and he rightfully was gushing about Justin Herbert. Had Justin Herbert not played last year, how different a gig would it be for Brandon Staley right now? All the stuff that he went through last year because he was forced into a game and Anthony Lynn was forced to go to him and forced to stay with him, even though you could hear it from Anthony Lynn. He didn't want to do it, and he didn't want to stick with the guy until he started playing like he was playing. Then, all right, I got it. Gotta take your lumps sooner rather than later. And is he going to take his lumps? You bet. That offensive line might not protect Trevor Lawrence, but maybe he can protect himself with his legs, with a quick release. He does have some talented players, even with Travis Etienne out. He's got James Robinson, one of the best undrafted players we've seen in the NFL last few years. Let's go. And next year, when the Jaguars kick off 2022, they're going to be better for it. Can Justin Fields not protect himself? Can he not get out there? Maybe not. But again, Nagy's got that plan. Just like Coach Dale had the plan. He had these 4 guys on the floor. The fans are howling at him. He just waved the game plan in his leather satchel at them. This is what Matt Nagy's doing. I was there, Matt Nagy will tell them, when I saw Mahomes have his time on the bench, and look at him now. Okay. This is what I think of when I see Trevor Lawrence having at it, or Chris Collinsworth going on his podcast saying Zach Wilson looks like an Aaron Rodgers clone. He's going to take his lumps, but guess how well positioned the Jets are going to be in 2022. Even Burrow blowing out his knee. You don't want to see that, clearly. But he had 4 games under his belt. When he comes back in, what's he going to look like? Because he had those games. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.